Was telling me it's pretty cool that Crabtree was here tonight because a freshman hadn't done that since Crabtree of that many yards and catches in a game. And so fitting for that guy to come out and play like he did.
Coach, once again, the game coming down to a field goal. Just kind of speak on that unit of a group with specials and how they performed tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy because I don't think if I was on the other side I would ever ice Wolf. Even though they blocked that one, he's really – it's amazing. I think he's made every kick that somebody's called a timeout off of it. And, you never want it like that. But, it was a really good snap, good hold. He's done a great job. We've kicked more field goals in the stadium, really midway through the season until now, and just try to create some chaos. But really proud of those guys, man. He's a senior, walk tonight, and he'll be able to say a lot of things, about his last year. And one of them's, kicking a field goal to send us in overtime and then beat Texas and turn around and kicking a field goal to, send us overtime to beat OU. It's pretty awesome to see that because he's such a great kid. And our specialists always tell everybody, you can make up for a mistake as a regular player, position player, but specialists, they're one mistake away, and, all eyes are on them. And these guys, man, they did a great job tonight.
With all the emotions of senior night, you have those 9 guys who are super seniors, who have exhausted this eligibility. I'm just kind of curious on your standpoint, how have those 9 guys really helped make you into the coach that you are today and help you grow throughout the season?
Those guys like Mudd and Krishan, and they're the brand. They really are. You could coach them really hard. They are very, very smart football players, and they can hold young guys accountable. And it just being able to push those guys, it brings everybody else with them because, whenever you can do that with the old guys, the young guys, they don't have any excuses. They don't know anything different, and so they just follow their lead. And it's been awesome to see those guys, especially like Mudd, man, him getting hurt last year and he was having a good year and coming back, and I wasn't sure he was going to come back or declare, and I'm glad he did because, he's had a really good year, and I think it's built his resume to where he'll have a great opportunity to play in the next level.
Coach, you kind of alluded to it, but Muddy and Kosai really were all over the field tonight, made some big tackles. Can you just speak about their defensive performance tonight?
Yeah, very, very intelligent guys. I told Kosai the other day, I said, man, when you're through playing in the NFL, man, you need to come coach for me. He's a coach on the field. Muddy's the same way. those guys are extremely intelligent. They can come over to the sideline and talk through what they're seeing on the field. And then they're both very physical. I think, Kosai here, he had 14 tackles, had a sack, and Mudd had 7 tackles and a TFL. So, again, leading DBs in the country with tackles for loss. And they're really physical players, and they play with such a great spirit, excited for those guys, really excited. There are a lot of smiles in that locker room, and those old guys are smiling a lot.
And kind of another question I'm curious about, but another coach around the conference said that he's not going to speak to his players that could return. Are you going to speak to those guys like Weston and those guys?
Yeah, we've already had conversations. What we try to do is give them all the information that we've gotten from all the scouts. We've had all 32 teams on campus. There's been probably 4 to 5 scouts from each team, and so we've talked to 4. We've got a couple more that we need to talk to next week, and it's not for us to tell them to come back or not. It's to present them with information of this is where they're at, this is where they could go, this is what the scouts are saying, getting them on the phone with the scouts so they can make an educated decision, with them and their family. And, that's one thing. I want those guys to be able to make the good decisions. Tyree made a great decision, and it's going to pay off. I think Mudd made a great decision. It's going to pay off. Krishan's one of the best linebackers in the league, and him coming back is going to pay off. And so guys that are supposed to leave, like Tyree's supposed to leave, so he needs to leave. because of his future. But the guys that are supposed to come back, we try to give them all the info to get them back. So we've had conversations with 4, and we'll have a couple more.
Coach, the decision to kick the field goal at the end of the game as opposed to going for it on 4th down, could you walk us through that?
Yeah, just, I've always been one of those guys, I never want to take away a great opportunity to go into overtime. We felt good about the kick. The yard line was at the 33 is where we felt the best about the kick. We were past the 33, and so, I mean, we really felt like that we got the first down, but we marked it short, and they marked it short, and so right there we were going to take it into overtime. We feel good about Wolf going out there and making that kick, and so it's one of the deals of I don't want to take that away from those guys not having the opportunity to win it in overtime.
And then the decision to use Jalen for the touchdown. Can you walk us through that and how long that's been in the works?
It has. Boog's been messing with me about it because he was talking about what a great running back he was in high school, and and so I told Kitley, I said we got to get him in a little bit, and we've used that. Teeter has been the guy in that position, and so we talked to him last week, and we're going to use it last week, and didn't get a chance to, and so used it this week. He did a good job the first one. He's caught every one of them this week, so I was surprised, that he dropped it, and then that was called Bone. The next one is called Boog, and so we called Boog, and he got in.
Coach, can you just talk about all these things that this team has done this year? I mean, you just you go into bowl games back-to-back years. You beat Texas and Oklahoma the same year. 5-4 in the Big 12, first time a winning record in conference since 2009. You finished 4th in the conference when the prognosticator said 9th. All this in your first year.
Yeah, it says a lot about the players and the coaches and the support staff, their belief. We don't deviate from who we are trying to be, and who every day we come in, and so there's no gray area. These guys know. We're very honest with them. I ask them all the time to take coaching, and coaching sometimes is criticism. I ask the coaches to take criticism, and I'm probably my worst critic, so I got to do the same. But it says a lot about that whole group, about just believing and how hard they fight. And the one thing I ask them, we talk a lot about, what we're trying to build and who we are. And, there's no moral victories. To build, you've got to win. You've got to find ways to win. And we've done that of late. You go back to K-State and Oklahoma State, and we're right there. I mean, we were right there, and we couldn't find a way to win that game, both those games. And so I love the way the guys finish. It says a lot about them, too. I'm telling you guys, they come to work every single day, and they don't complain. We went shells, so we just went in helmets, shoulder pads for the first time 2 weeks ago, and Tyree said, "You're getting soft." And that's not normal. I mean, we're in full pads, and I think most teams around the country are probably griping and at least in the locker room. And, they were fired up when we did it, but they really were shocked a little bit. And they hadn't, they just have come and done what we asked to do and work hard. And shows a lot of character and a lot of fight in those guys.
You talked about when you took over the job, you wanted to make the Jones a scary place again. You guys went 6-1 this year. Excitement.
Yeah, it's huge. It's I think it's really cool. I was thinking at the end whenever we were singing the fight song, like, there's a lot of people that were here tonight and, here earlier in the year, that could say, I was in the Jones whenever Texas Tech beat Texas and OU in the same year. And I think it's really cool. I saw somebody today, I forgot what AD it was. I saw a commercial, and he was talking about this, I think it was Kentucky's AD. He was talking about this picture that he has on his desk, and the back end of the picture is a father and son, and he talked about, that they were making memories right there. And, I think it's Jones is a place that a lot of people do not want to come to, And what we did this year is like kind of recreated or brought that spirit back to life, you know, because whenever I was growing up, and definitely whenever I was coaching high school, I mean, that saying over there really meant something. Saddle up, it's going to be a wild ride, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a wild ride. You come to West Texas, and you better be ready to play, because this place, these fans, they help us, and they bring energy to us, and, man, I can't thank them enough for being here, you know, throughout the season. Now they got to get on a bus or get on a plane. They got to come help us win a bowl game.
You brought Rabbit to Big 12 Media Days because you said he was going to make a contribution to this team this year. Made a big contribution, which turned around, led to a touchdown. Talk about what he's done and what you've seen from him this year.
Yeah, he's the Energizer Bunny. You know, he's got great energy all the time. He comes with that at practice, except, you know, if he gets here about 6:30 in the morning, we call him Crabbit instead of Rabbit. But he usually wakes up. Whenever we hit the field, he has a lot of energy. I guess that probably was the turning point. That was a huge play in the game whenever you intercepted that ball and we were able to get going and get in the end zone. He's a leader. He loves football. I mean, he loves football. He loves his teammates. I think everybody that comes up here will tell you, you know, that he's a great teammate. And, man, it's good that he's coming back, because I think he's just only, you know, scratching the surface of how good he can be as a football player.
And as this year comes to an end with the bowl game, the regular season comes to an end, what is your thoughts on the Red Raiders as a whole this year, and what are your expectations on the bowl this year?
On the bowl this year? You know, as a whole, I'm proud of our guys. I mean, one thing that we wanted to do was create a team that was really going to fight. You know, we talk about the brand all the time, the toughest, hardest working, most competitive team in the country. And, you know, I think that's who we are, you know, and we talk about that all the time, just being that, be the brand. You know, and our expectations that we're excited. We can't wait to figure out where we're going and who we're playing, and we'll enjoy it. I mean, it's a bowl game to me. You know, you have a chance to really reward the old guys, but you also have a lot of chances practice-wise. Like we'll come out Tuesday and Wednesday, and the old guys will lift and run, and the young guys will practice. So we'll get a chance to really start growing those guys up, and that doesn't mean, you know, that some of the guys that play tonight aren't the young guys. There's guys that play tonight that will practice. The guys that didn't play tonight will practice. And then guys that have had a lot of reps this year, they'll lift and run, and we'll try to keep our edge, and then we'll get ready to start prepping for whoever we play. I expect for it to be a great game, and I expect for us to play at a really high level and, you know, continue to grow as a program.
Coach, you've already alluded to it with Rabbit making the play in the first half, but can you just speak to the defense and what they were able to do just to kind of lock it down, get that field goal, and then getting those two last stops to give you guys that chance to tie it?
Yeah, it was big because, you know, we really struggled. It was the first time, I think, you know, I mean, we'd given up points, but I think it was the first time all year that we really, you know, we busted 3 coverages that led to 3 touchdowns. I mean, not led to drives, but led directly to long touchdowns, and so there was some frustration. There was some frustration on the sideline with the players because, you know, the one thing, our guys are really, really smart. They love football, and they know whenever something like that happens, you know, what we need to do and you know, who it was, and so they talked through it. But when it was time, you know, to come and make stops, you know, we made a stop right there at the end, you know, to be just hold them to a field goal, and they missed it, and, you know, was able to get the offense on the field. But kind of a tell of either side. I mean, offensively, probably played our best game of the year, one of our best, but probably our best game. And defensively, probably the most mistakes we've had. But, you know, the good thing is we won, and we get to correct them tomorrow and put it behind us and to get ready for finals and finishing off a good academic semester and winning a bowl game.
From a general perspective, in terms of what you all were trying to do or maybe made adjustments to, were you just trying to make Dylan Gabriel beat you in that first half, and that's what kind of made you all turn? And then how important was the edge blitzing, especially from a Marquise where they had the TFLs, and then obviously Kosai and Dimitri made some big plays from there?
Yeah, you know, the first half, I mean, the first touchdown, we just, we checked into one thing and we didn't get it checked all the way across. So, it was a blown coverage there. The edge blitzing, we felt, that's one thing Marquise, as the season's gone on, has gotten better and better. And then the other thing is you have to create some of that whenever you don't have 19. It's one thing whenever you have a guy that can do it, just getting out there and he does it with normal calls. Sometimes you got to create that whenever you lose that much production. And so some of the stuff we were doing tonight, some of the stuff we did last week, we're trying to create some of that, without having Tyree out there.
Joey, back on your defensive stand for a moment, do you think the guys drew on what they did last week against Iowa State, even though it was a totally different kind of game that, there at the end, Waddell Scott hangs on to, pulls Gray down by the jersey, and then Joe Adedire gets the sack on third down?
Yeah, I think the one thing about those guys, they're very resilient and they believe in Coach DeRuyter's calls, and they're going to play really hard and they're going to play off of each other. Like I said, there was a lot of frustration, but, we just got to keep playing. That's one thing that we talk about all the time is just keep playing and good things happen. Keep playing hard and good things happen. And, they did. They played at a high level in those snaps and good things happen.
It didn't seem like Isaac Smith came off the field for the second half of the game. What was wrong with JP?
JP got his ankle rolled up, couldn't go back in the game whenever he was out there. And, Isaac, our plan was to play Isaac a lot. He's really come on. He's going to be something, man. And you're talking about, you look out there and there was a lot of there was some old guys out there making huge plays and there was some young guys. Joseph's a true freshman. Isaac's a redshirt freshman. And, so he's been playing better and better whenever, Jacob Rodriguez rolled his ankle last week and couldn't go, so we had to play Dimitri Moore inside more. Once JP went down, it's a great thing about Dimitri. He's really intelligent, so he came in and had a couple of pressures, and played outside linebacker and inside linebacker. But Isaac, I thought he did a really good job I think it was we started him tonight, so it was his first start of his career.
Also, it was said on the radio by your crew during the game tonight that Sir Roderick is going to declare and is not coming back. Can you confirm that? Yeah,
I think he will. I don't want to take that away from him, but that's kind of been the plan all year, with him. He's going to graduate in December, and so we'll see. He's been one that we talked to. I've always told running backs, that's one position that, when you can go, you should go. And I heard a commentator talking the other day when I was watching the Friday game, and I think I don't know what was going on when he was talking about Robinson staying. He needs to go because he's going to probably be a first or second round draft pick. That's a whole lot of money. So running backs, they usually, when they could come out and they're in a good spot, they probably need to. And so we've had that discussion, but it's kind of been all year long that we felt Sirodic would come out.
And also Donovan Smith's contributions again tonight. Doesn't play a lot of plays, but he's scores 2 touchdowns, and a little bit different look tonight with that kind of T formation where you had him as a running back.
Yeah, and we checked out of that. We had one call, and we checked out of it. You hadn't seen anything yet. Just wait till the bowl game to see where Donovan lines up. He's not going to play any defense, but he's going to line up everywhere else. I thought he did a good job. He's such a good athlete, and he's worked too hard not to be on the field. And so excited about the way he played.
All right, thanks, Coach. Well played.
Rabbit, what's on your face, dude?
My face paint.
I know that. Talk about your touchdown, man.
Taj kind of inspired me tonight. Trying to be like Brooks time.
All right, just for planning purposes, you can expect we'll have Rabbit, J-Bud start, Shut, JB, and Austin right forward.
Hey, touchdown man.
Oh yeah.
When y'all started practicing that?
All week.
I didn't even know y'all was practicing that.
But now you know. Great experience.
They talking about get the ball. They should get the ball to J-Boy. I'm like, they not finna get the ball to him, and you sitting there running back. The pass was kind of OD, but the run.
All right, let's get started.
I'm in an interview right now.
Let's get started.
Did you cook? All right, I gotta go.
My head hurts. Yes.
No, it's
It's
not.
ridiculous.
No, it's
It's
not.
ridiculous. But it's him.
Rabbit, what did you see on the interception?
Crazy. I'm gonna get in trouble, but it was a good play though. I wasn't doing my job. I kind of chased him too far. I feel like if I was doing my job, he wouldn't have threw it. So I'm kind of glad I wasn't doing my job. And then I just was being athletic. I seen the ball in there, and I was like, it's time to go get it. Yeah. So that was pretty much about it. Hats off to those guys though. We were in a 3-man rush, and they were all up on the quarterback. So can't do it without my D line.
And what does this say for you? What does this game mean for you, being part of the team that is the first team to beat Texas and OU ever in the same season?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. Just thinking about where we came from and all the work that we put in during the offseason, it's like now paying off. And we always talked about doing stuff that hasn't been done around here in a long time, and we did that tonight. So it's a big time moment.
In the Big 12 preseason poll, finished 4th. What's your thoughts for everyone who overlooked you guys?
Shoot.
Stop overlooking us.
Yeah.
We play defense here. You know, we didn't play our best game tonight, but I mean, everyone can see what kind of program this is becoming. Like, we're tough. Like, everybody in this program is tough, to the coaches all the way to the bottom of the staff. Like, we play hard. Like, we play really good defense. We played really good defense tonight. At some time, we had some blown coverages, but it's football. But besides that, like, it's different around here. Like, it's not the same Texas Tech no more.
We'll stand and Carlos.
Jalen, can you walk us through that sequence of plays when you were on the goal line? You know, you missed the first one, and then you got in on the second one, and then maybe your touchdown dance after that.
Yeah, so the first play was called Bone, and that was the pass play. I saw Tyler got pressure in his face, and I tried to come back, but I slipped, and then the ball hit the ground. I was like, shoot. I thought it was going to take me out, but I was like, I remember we have another play.
Too.
And then I'm like, I'm big enough to run 1 yard. Can't be that hard. So got the ball, lowered my head, and just ran in, and I enjoyed every moment of that.
What touchdown dance you do?
I did the, what is it, Running Man?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. Blew a kiss, I did the Running Man. So.
Yeah.
You know, being a part of this team, going off of what he said, you know, having these big wins, what does this mean maybe going forward into next year since you're going to be a part of this?
I would say, you know, we got really good leaders on this team. You know, I've been here for a long time. We've had like some guys, leadership roles, but the vet group we have, like, you know, trying to replace what they did for us this season next year. I want to be the same way. You know, we're gonna go in the off season and get better so we can try to win every game next year. Like, we fell short some games this year, and we know we should have won. So we're just gonna try to close that gap so we can become what we want to become.
Carlos and then Ariel.
Hey, John, in terms of, I know everyone's going to look to your interception, but when did you kind of feel the defense was kind of turning the tide for you all just to kind of get you back into that contest?
You know, we came out flat, you know, and then we had guys like J-Bug in our ear constantly, like, you know, like constantly saying, like, hey, let's go, like motivation, not bringing us down, like, hey, let's go. So, you know, when we scored, my position group, I looked at them, I was like, let's go. It's time to go. Like, they trying to come back in this game for us, so we got to help them out a little bit too. You know, we gave up a lot of big plays tonight, and I felt, and that's on me. Me and Reggie, we had some bad communication tonight, and we got to take responsibility for it.
In terms of what the coach says about just either what's next or just keep playing, good things will happen. Can you just speak to the last 3 possessions where you guys forced a field goal, then you had those 2 back-to-back?
Shoot, you seen it last week, man. Like, it's nothing new. Like, we've been doing this all year. Like, we did it in Oklahoma. We did it in Stillwater. We've been doing it all year. So we trust our coaches. Like, we trust what he calls us. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes he says he's going to call a bad call and we got to bail him out. So we always looking to bail him out when it's that time. So.
Jalen, in terms of your play today, I know you got asked about the sequence, but how long have you been kind of rallying for this type of play for you? Because you obviously were a running back at Forney, and just how long did you practice the plays that you kind of executed today, and how long did it take you to kind of get this moment, and how special is it to be a senior to do it?
Yeah, so we've been practicing this play all week. But I've been talking to Coach Kinley probably beginning of the season, talking about give me the ball. When he finally listened to the last game at home. But it was a big-time moment. I really enjoyed it. I did play running back in high school, so it just reminded me of them days.
You couldn't tell.
Big time moment I won't forget. So I'm really blessed to have the opportunity. So, yep.
Speaking on the way that defensively you guys clicked today, can you guys speak on behalf of Muddy's performance and what kind of leadership he showed on the field today?
Mud, so me and Mud on the field, on the same side of the field, literally almost every single play. So like me and him are always talking. When he makes plays, it like fires me up. Like I almost cried tonight when I hugged him walking up the tunnels, seeing like I can't really believe he's leaving. Like, you know, that's my dog. I've been playing behind him since last year. So I mean, me and him are always talking together, watching film together because we're always on the same side of the field. So just him being gone, you know, that's a big chunk out of our DB room. You know, the character he brings. He's a Florida guy, so if you know about the Florida guys, they're all the same. Like he has his own little swagger and all that. But yeah, he had a good game tonight. You know, he's been playing good all season. You know, he's number one in TFLs as DBs. Like that's not easy. Like the way we send him a lot though. We send him like any chance I can get to man up this side of the field and let him go. Like he already knows like. I'm gonna let you go, so you know, just do your thing. If I call man, yeah.
Yeah, I'll speak about Mud too. I would say he's a person that really doesn't talk much, but he makes big time plays. Mm-hmm. And by him making big time plays, that's his way of like showing his leadership and doing what he's supposed to do. So he's someone that definitely gonna be missed around here, and you know, look forward to playing a bowl game with him as well.
Speaking of big time plays, Reggie in overtime had that big hit. Hey. Kosai had a lot of big hits tonight. Speak on their performance too. Did that kind of fire y'all up seeing those hits?
Reggie's known for lowering his hat and putting it down. So big time plays by Reggie and Kosai. They really gave us momentum heading into overtime and in overtime. So big time.
I like it. Just pounding, boom. We play highlights of people getting knocked out in our when we're lifting. So I'm pretty sure they can put that up in the weight room.
Go ahead, Don.
Jalen, are you going to be back next year?
I'm so undecided. I haven't really given it too much thought right now. So
talk to him. So
undecided right now.
Talk to him.
You're going to lobby him?
See what I can do, man. See what I can do.
The fact that Dadrian was an all-everything running back in high school, and now you have a college touchdown on him. You trying to make him jealous?
I was a better running back than him. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't care.
That's
I have a college touchdown.
You ain't got fish. I was a better running back than him.
But nah, I deserved it.
All state.
I deserved it.
All conference. Like
I don't care. I don't care.
My goodness.
Oklahoma football, Texas football. Oklahoma football, Texas football.
Player of the year.
Texas football's better. Just want to put that on the record.
I can't control where I was going to high school at, buddy.
I don't care. Not my problem.
Forney. Y'all in the playoffs right now? No, exactly. We're playing. We played earlier and we won. We're going to the championship.
Stop talking to me. My head hurt, dog. My head hurt. Stop talking to me.
All right, we'll let these two guys go.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Trio. Yeah. First time this season, right?
Trey, obviously, got to talk about the emotion of another winning kick. Talk all about it.
I like how similar it was to the Texas game, except it's the opposite end this time. So we got to tie it up there at the end. I thought our offense did a really good job getting us down there and everything. So I missed a PAT earlier in the game, and they bailed me out with the 2-point conversion. So I think it's just the least I can do is to do my job.
Last week, TCU against Baylor had that fire drill field goal at the end. Do you guys have anything like that, or do you like to be a little more settled before you go out there?
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure every team in the conference practices that once a week at least. So, I mean, we do that every Thursday. Everybody's got a different name for it, but, you got to be ready for those situations, and we could have had that in the fourth quarter possibly. So I'm glad, or a second, going into halftime, we could have had that, but luckily we got to stop the clock there and get a chance to take that one before half too.
Good job.
Tyler, talk about Rabbit gets the interception. You guys go back and have a chance to cut it quickly before the halftime. What's going through your mind as you're getting an opportunity to make an impact at the end of the game, at the end of the half?
Yeah, we just got to go. That was my mindset the whole time. We had a slow start, but really just kind of counting on each other and playing off of the defense. When they give us those opportunities, and the O-line did a really good job protecting running backs ran their ass off, and JB and a lot of the wide receivers were going up and making some big plays to get us in those positions. So, really proud of them.
Talk about JB having one of the biggest games since a guy named Caden Crab was all over. Jerron, what's going through your mind when you have that opportunity?
It's just a blessing, really. I just want to come out and win the game. I just want to do whatever it takes just to win. Really, the stats really don't matter. I just want to win, honestly. I just want to bust my butt just to win, honestly.
Yeah, that's a testament to how he practices, though, because I had in my notebook, the biggest thing I wrote was feed number 9. Because this whole week in practice, he's been dusting, everybody. He's been getting open, especially when he came back. So when in doubt, I was trying to find him at all costs. So that's kind of the trust I have in him and our wide receivers. So he did a really good job, and he just did his job, and what he does is special. So.
What does it mean for you guys to beat Texas and OU for the first time in this history?
I mean, it's cool and all, but we're focused on winning each week. I think it's a lot of emotions that go along with it, but I think that's going to be the expectation just because of how we prepare and how we want to go out and win each week. We had a tough opponent this week against Oklahoma, but we accomplished our goal of winning, but we still have areas to improve. So.
We'll go to Carlos, and then Chris, and then
Tyler, can you take us into your mindset when you do get that last drive like you had mentioned? Obviously, this is a moment you've been preparing for, whether it was rehab or kind of getting yourself back. Can you just speak to how your heart rate was going at first, or I guess what was your mindset going into there?
I felt really good. I think the whole time, whether we had an interception or a stop drive or we had a big touchdown, I was just kind of what's next. I knew that we were still going to have an opportunity in that last drive. So as long as we had a chance, that's why we do it. That's kind of what I was telling myself. This is why you do it. This is why you work so hard. So just really proud of some of it paying off, and I really love my teammates just to be able to go out there and do it with them.
They had the measurement or something for that first down to see if you guys got it or not. Was there any talk about going for it, or I guess what was that?
I think there was some inclinations of it. I really definitely felt I had it, and I thought the replay showed it as well. But at the end of the day, we gotta go. And Trey obviously did a really good job, and he's played his butt off this whole year. And I think he's just grown so much as a player and individual, just really doing his job. And you can see he's got ice in his veins no matter what. And like you said, he missed a PAT, but I knew he was going to come back and be there for us. So we really just want to, in that situation, we just want to give him a chance, and that's how much trust we had in him.
JB, in terms of your game, I know obviously, like you said, you just kind of want to play, but were you able to talk to Michael before? Did you talk to the team before? And I guess what's it like to just kind of be in the presence of someone like that?
He talked to us before the game. He was just telling us that we need to just count on each other and just be able to push each other, like as a receiver unit. He was just telling us to push each other, and I guess that really just motivated me because he was there. I just wanted to prove that I could be next or better than him, really. So I just wanted to show him that.
For me, in terms of obviously getting the field goal blocked and then there was a timeout, I guess it seems like when there's a timeout called, you make it afterward. What adjustment was made, or was it just a happenstance that happened? And obviously, like your teammates have said, they kind of trust that you're gonna execute when the situation.
Our coach has us practice that every week, so pretty much everything that's happened to us in the game it's already happened to us in practice. So that's the great thing about it. But as far as getting blocked before it, the biggest thing you can do is don't change anything. As long as my trajectory was good, I know the big guys up front are going to protect for me. So the first one got blocked, and I look over for the timeout, and they got a group of their guys standing right there on the numbers, just yelling stuff at me. So I just looked over and just smile and laugh because it just kind of takes tension off. The more you can take tension off in those situations, the easier it is, and it just comes natural at that point. So I had fun with that.
Trey, on that missed PAT, I guess what went wrong or what didn't go right? You haven't missed one all year. Just talk about that.
Yeah, that made me pretty mad. Senior night, first miss, that was cool. But I know that happened in first touchdown of the game. And I was like, wow, great job, Trey. That was good. But you have to say what's next after that, like Tyler said. There's a possibility that the team can need you, so you got to be at your best.
And Tyler, those first 5 offensive possessions, you didn't score. I think a lot of them ended in 3 plays, and you guys were punting. Was it just you guys kind of settling into the game, and that kind of what got the offense going? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we just shot ourselves in the foot. You know, that was really just mistakes that we made as an offense and negative plays that we just got to limit. That's on all of us. So it starts with me getting us in the right play. It starts with everybody doing their job. So I think once we kind of like settled in a little bit, but also just kind of doing our job, you know, doing what we're capable of, and that's why we have so much confidence is because, you know, when we do what we do, you know, there's nobody can stop us except for ourselves, and I think that's what you saw.
And JB, bowl game coming up. You got a touchdown in the last bowl game. Does that kind of get you? Or what are your memories about that bowl game, and does that kind of make you look forward to it a little more?
Yeah. That bowl game, that was my first career start, so I was just in shock the whole time. I didn't know what to do. I was just so excited. And then when I almost scored, it was just like, I'm gonna count it as a touchdown, but it was just an amazing feeling, honestly, just to be out there. And then we won, so it was just crazy. My first career start, we won the bowl game. That was an amazing feeling, honestly.
Tyler, the last 3 weeks, 3 starts for you, 3 victories. A lot of people doubted you and believed that, frankly, that Tyler Shuck, that they had seen the last of Tyler Shuck as Texas Tech quarterback after you got hurt again this year. How does it feel to you or how much motivation has that been for you to prove people wrong and that your demise was exaggerated?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care at all because I knew that they were going to be proved wrong anyways, especially people on staff too. A lot of people in this building down the hall didn't believe me either, so, you know, screw them because I know that what we're gonna do, and I believe my teammates, especially out there, fans and a lot of the media, it doesn't really matter just because I knew I was going to get my opportunity, especially the way we were playing. I was going to have a chance, and you know, what's next.
Are you ready to say what your plans are for next year?
I'm still kind of deciding, you know, probably in the next couple of weeks.
Trey, how about you? You also have that decision to make. What's the likelihood that you would be here again next year?
I'm not too sure yet. It's just something I got to go over with my family and my wife and figure out, you know, what's best for us. But I haven't decided yet on either side.
Jerron, you said a moment ago you're motivated by Michael Crabtree being in the house tonight. I was curious if you're a Metroplex guy, and Marvin Mims and Theo Weiss are both Metroplex guys. I assume you've crossed paths with them before. Was that any extra motivation tonight?
Yeah, that was super motivation because I went to high school. I went to middle school and high school with Marvin. So it's like competition. Like we're just trying to see who's gonna get more yards, who's gonna score more. Like so it was already motivation. I just already want to be better than those guys. So yeah, coming out, I just knew what time it was. Just focused to just do what we do, really.
Was there anything from an X's and O's standpoint tonight that allowed you to have as big a game as you did?
Really, the play calling. We had amazing play calling. We just executed it to the fullest. It was just everything was working, really. So.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Thank you, everybody.